we learned yesterday, we assumed that the Mishnah, who says that a person is coming and he has Isuraise, that means a bundle of tilson, fenugreek, or any type of kidneys. So he has to come and to give from the seeds and not from the pods. And we assume that the Mishnah is talking about over there Trumas Meiser and not Truma Gdoila. That means that the Israel, instead of to give first, as the Seder Advarim is, to give first Truma Gdoila and then to give Meiser Rishon to the Levi. And from that 10% what the Levi got from the Israel, the Levi gives to the Kohen. Trumas Meiser, or call it Meiser, Mina Meiser, yeah? So we're talking about the Mishnah that Trumas Meiser, that the Levi got from the Israel before the actually Israel gave to the Kohen. And we gave him a knas that he has to do the tikkun, right? Even though he got a not metukun, right? He didn't get it when it was koitish. That means he didn't get it when the pods were separated from the seeds. Still, he has to do it because of a knas. Lefidem, we said in our Mishnah that the Levi, that he's giving now the Tumas Meiser from the Tilson, from this kidneys, that, right? It's kotush of Meiser Rishon. So he coming, what he's doing. So we said he's mechashev, how much seeds are, right? He estimates. He doesn't have to give Meiser. That's what says in the Mishnah. What says in the Mishnah? He doesn't have to give Meiser from the Trume, Meiser from the pods. He gives only the Meiser from the Ziroinim, only from the seeds. Right? That we said, mechashev, how many seeds of Tilson he has over there. And he has to come to give it to the Kohen, right? To was Meiser. Wait the Gemara. How could the Levi come and do this mechashev? That's the question of the Gemara. How could he come and estimate the Tumas Meiser that he has to give to the Kohen and only to estimate mechashev? Why? Because he actually has to have it exact. Why? Because Tumas Meiser is not like Truma Gedoyla. Truma Gedoyla, really midoiraisa, Truma Gedoyla, Truma Achas, Poiteres is called a kli. Even 1 grain, 1 kernel, 1 grain, part of the whole thing. Just what? Chachami gave it a shir. Ein Yofa, Ein Toiva, Ein Beinonis, right? And that's why Davke Truma Gedoyla you could give be'oimed. You could be mechashev. You could estimate. You don't have to be exact. But Truma Meiser, the Torah came and said, Meiser mina Meiser, the Torah calls it. So you have to come and to give it exact. Yeah? That's the shaila of the Gemara. See what we learned yesterday, Mishnah and Trumas. The Mishnah says over there, yeah, that you have to give it Trumas. It's talking about over there that he's mechashev. It's talking about Trumas Meiser, Oibazoi, fighting more. Now let's see it inside. Mechashev? Oh, medide, boy. Mechashev is enough. You need medide. Mechashev is not enough. Enter the Gemara. Oh, mani, Abo Elazar ben Gimel. This is go to be Abo Elazar ben Gimel. That's what? That he says also Trumas Meiser, you can come and give be'oimed. Also Trumas Meiser, you can come and give be'oimed. Tanya, Abo Elazar ben Gimel Oimer. Steht bei den Levim, right? Steht over there by the Levim, the psukim over there, and you see the psukim bald and over there, the Levim, Tedaber, Vomarta Aleim, Yisikhu meis bnei Yisrael, as ha-meiser, asher nosati lochem, meitom, v'nachlaschem, v'arimoisem, menu Trumas Shem, meiser min ha-meiser. That says the Levim, when they are coming and giving the Trumas meiser min ha-meiser, so it says over there, v'nechshav lochem terumastem. Now, right, kedogon min ha-goyren, that means like Truma Gedoylo, that the soul is mafrish min ha-dogon ba-goyren. That's the pshat. And it says in the pasuk, v'nechshav lochem terumastem, kedogon min ha-goyren. What means kedogon min ha-goyren? The same, like the soil is mafrish, Truma Gedoylo to the Kohen, the same, the Trumas Meiser is going to have the same thing. What's talking about over here? Trumaschem. What's Trumaschem? Lashon Rabin. B'shtei terum oisakosum medaber. Achas Truma Gedoylo, v'achas Trumas Meiser. The pasuk says, V'nechshav, right? Let's look at the pasuk. The pasuk says, V'nechshav lochem trumaschem. On both of them, on both of the type of the trumas, side Trumas Meiser, what the Levi gives, and for sure we know that the Truma Gedoylo, what the Israel gives, both of them are V'nechshav. And Kashem she Truma Gedoylo niteles be'oimet, and you don't need to come and to do exactly the medida. So the same thing also, we're learning over here that what is b'medida. The second thing, the same like Truma Gedoylo is nital b'machshove, without the divul, without the ma'aseh afroshe. The same thing as we know, Odom noisen eino v'tzad zeh, ו"כויביה התרומה בצד אחר", right? ואויכל מצד אחר, without saying, without ההפרושה בפועל, the same thing also, כך תרומס מייסר, ניטלס באוימד ובמחשבה. That's what the Gemara brings of Rav Avogidla. Yeah, this is the deen of Abba Lozo ben Gimel, what he says this thing.
Can I just ask, Tumaschem, it's not plural option. It doesn't say Tumoseichem. Tumaschem means you in the plural, you're Truma, but Truma in the singular.
Yeah, right, but we're learning it, from the Meiser. Tumaschem from the Meiser.
The Gemara says, "Stay Tumas hakosim." I don't see stay Tumas. I only see one Tuma. Tumaschem is a singular.
Yeah, because if you're talking about the person, yeah, so you say Truma, you say Chem. But when we talk about the Tumaschem from the Meiser. So from the Meiser, we have two types of Truma. It's a dosh. The Gemara darshan. And Tumaschem, this is going to be these two things, yeah.
Can I just ask Benny, well, why doesn't it say to rumascha? Then you can say that is yours. Cha would be the singular. Chem is you. It's
but we say to maschem, we're talking about from the meiser.
The chem is the executive. So chem has nothing to do with the truma.
Stay trum. Oh, so that's what he's asking. When we say chem, it should say, yeah, because you're talking about klal Yisrael. We can't talk about trumascha. Yeah, maschem to klal Yisrael. It's a drush, yeah.
Yeah. The pasuk itself speaks about two types of truma. It says kadogon min ha-goren or kamaleo min ha-yakev. So the pasuk itself separates.
That is the type of truma that we have from, yeah. So you say that's the rumaschem.
Kadogon min ha-goren or kamaleo min ha-yakev.
You think that's what Rashi means? Because if you look at Rashi says b'shtei trumas hakosim v'daber, l'chsiv kadogon min ha-goren. So very good, yeah. So as a Pilikos and Dayek, I think that he's right. If you look at Rashi, I wouldn't learn the Rashi lekatchila that way, but once you're saying it, I think maybe we could fit it in Rashi. And Rashi says, it's not because the Trumaschem. Pashas, yeah, Trumaschem. Aber d'chsiv, kedogo min ha-goyren, the Trumagdoilo. The Trumaschem is the Trumas Meiser. Yeah, you're right. That's what they're saying, yes. Yeah. So Rashi, yes. So Rashi also, we see over here that Rashi also, let's continue the Rashi. Matu megdoilo nites ba'oimet k'leprishi delo yichsiv b'shiur ובמחשבה לא ישננו בצד זה ויchel בצד האחר דכסיב ונחשב והתרווה יוקרא. או דקויולי פיתו megdoilo משום oimed nokat lo. Yeah, because the oimed. So Rashi said that we learn out from Tru megdoilo. That Tru megdoilo is nital be'oimed. That means be'oimed you estimate. You don't have to come to do exact. That means chito achas. That is legabei. Yeah. So the Rash reflects, oy bazoi, we should learn also that Trumas Meiser, also Truma Achas, and therefore the Rash says that therefore you cannot come and learn from Truma. Why? Because before in the pasuk to give Meiser min a Meiser must be that we had the question why, right? Why state, and that's why we learn it wherever we can learn it. However we can learn it, yeah. And the Rashi brings the pshat of Toises Asadik in Gitin Daf Lamed Aleph, in Toises what we saw in Bariches lately in Choyres Daf Nun Ches Samad Beis. The same thing with they have a very similar sugi in Menoches Daf Nun Dal Damad Beis. That they learn from Tume only to be Toiren Be'ayin Yofa. But the dinim actually are very different. That means Tuma as a mitzvah to be Mafresh Boimed. Why? Dafke to give boyman because we want him to give Dain Yofa. But Tumas Meiser, Oimed help, but it's not a mitzvah. Okay, it's better to come to be mafresh exact, not Oimed. No, I'm estimating this. No, exact. And lefi them, lefi Rabbanon, what we came and said that what is he could come and give Trume be Oimed, right? So it's not a Trume. Dafke ve'el lefi Rav Lozo ben Gimel is going to be thinking. As I talking, you saw the Rash and Trume per Kalef Aloch Zayin. And Mishnah Zion says the same thing. Yeah.
When the Levi gets his Meiser before the Truma is taken, does he get 10% or does he get 9.8%?
10%. He always gets 10%.
Whatever's left.
or if you start with the Levi, that you shouldn't do, you give him 10%. So if a person has 100 kilo, he gives 10%. That means 10 kilo to the Levi. He's going to give, as we said, ein Yofo, but let's talk about ein Benoni. So as you said, he's going to give 9.8 to the Levi because he gave 2%. He gave to the Kohen. Now 9.8, 10%. What was left? Yeah, exactly.
The Balabai still has to give the truma even after the mice has been taken.
So now, this is now he has to give 10% for what he got. The Kohen is going to lose out in this case.
Yeah.
But even though he gets from the Levi, he gets also more. Because like this in the Levi, you would get only how much?
9.8.
0.9. And like this is getting from the Kohen, from the Levi, sorry, the Kohen is getting from the Levi 1.
Yeah. The Balabai still has to give the truma, even though the mice has been taken first. He still has to give truma afterwards.
Yes.
So the Kohen actually gets more.
Why?
It ends up the Kohen gets a bit less. Whatever the Kohen loses, the Levi wins.
Yes. The Balabai is going to pay the same thing.
The Levi gives his part to the Kohen as well. So the Kohen makes up from the Levi and from Israel. So he gets from.
Why? No, the Levi.
If you give a tenth of the 100, you give a tenth of the 100. You give a little bit. So we start off with a little bit more just to make the calculation easier. A little bit more than 100, you give to the Kohen. It's Truma Gedola. Then you give from the remaining 100, you give 10 to the Levi. The Levi gives 1 to the Kohen. There's 90 left, and Israel has to take 9. So you got 9 plus 1 going to the Kohen. You got Truma Gedola. You give to the Kohen. Then you give 10 units to the Levi, of which the Levi gives 1 unit to the Kohen. So Levi got 1 unit. Plus you got.
No. Let's talk about when a person is giving benifrag. Yeah, let's talk about he's giving first. The Truma Gedola.
Pardon?
He gives Echol Mechamishim, right? 2%.
Yeah, but to make the calculation easier, let's talk just simply a little bit more than 100 units. He gives that little bit more than 100 units to the Kohen.
Why a little bit more than 100?
That's the nusach with Hayosem Echod
The nusach we say it's not.
Yeah, but that's in order to make the calculation. Yeah. So what do you give? You give a little bit more too. How much?
No, you start getting much more difficult because that's we're including the Truma Gedola. No. Let's do it. It's much more simple when we come and we divide it. We're giving 2% to the Kohen, and then the left from what you have, you give 10% to the Levi.
And the Levi gives 10% of that to the Kohen.
Yeah.
And then the Israel has to give 10%. No, that's it. Then he gives the next one. There's Maisa on your Maisa Sheni. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna see about what Michael is asking. Yeah, if Ma'aser Rishon Shekdiu B'Shivonim, if he's part of the Truma Gedola, we're gonna see about see Shem Levi, what he comes and he says, we're gonna see it about thing. Yeah, we're gonna see about if he's potter or he's chayav. The Gemara is gonna speak about it. Over here, that Gimel on the base, the Gemara speaks about it. We're gonna see it in a minute. Yeah, okay. So the Gemara. Yeah. So Rabbonon would Abolozor have a machloikes legabe afroshas trumas or maisas, and this is a shaila, big shaila. If it's also in machshove, they have a shaila in trumas maisas and machshove. So Tosis over here speaks about it. There's also Tosis in Gittin, what be being b'shem Rashi and Koiros, yeah. And as though al the Ramban, that actually the machloikes is also legabe being mafrish trumas maisas and machshove. Although Tosis in Gittin and Menachos and Tosis in Koiros also. They say that the machlokes is only about if you can come and give the oimed, but for sure that they are moided that you can come and give a machshavah because the statement falls in the pasuk v'nechshav. Yeah, as is mashma also in Rashi, but also over here by in our sugya. Anyway, zog the Gemara. So we have to understand what's the machlokes. It's gufa. Let's go back to the machlokes. Omar, and this is going to come now to the shaila. Omar Abavo, Omar Abshir ben Lakish. Ma'aser Rishon sheikdim b'shibolin. That means he's giving Masechet Rishon before he gave Truma Gedola. Shmoi means the name of Meiser Rishon, Toivloi, Letumas Meiser. And even when it's still in Shibolim, that means before Miruach, it's already turned into Tevel, and you're not allowed to eat it. But it's not called Tevel yet, because it's not yet the Gemar Meloche. Over here, it's called Tevel, and you're not allowed to come and eat it. Fight the Gemara. My time. What's Goyrem, the Shem Meiser Rishon, to be Mechayev Tumas Meiser? It's doch Lifnei Miruach. We talking about before the Miruach, right? Before the Gemar Meloche. So why it has Shmoi Olav? Why it's called Tevel? Omar Rova, you know why? Oil veyotza olav sheim meiser. The Torah said, when we're talking about the process Tumas Meiser, what the Torah said, we said before in the Pasuk, V'aremoistem mimenu, right? From the Meiser Rishon, V'aremoistem mimenu, Meiser mina Meiser. Now, what's mashma? When we came and said V'aremoistem mimenu, Meiser mina Meiser, it's mashma, that's what. From the time when it's called Meiser, when you give it the Shem Meiser on the Torah, and it's chal, even if you're mafrishet b'shibolim, even you're mafrishet before the miruach, before the gemar meloche, it's chal straight away at the meiser shem tevel. Why? Because you're mechuyev straight away to give trumas meiser. So straight away you're going to be chayev. That's what he says. Omarove oy veyotza olav shem meiser. We learned out from the pasuk. Meiser in a meiser. So it's masha from the second that he's mechuyev to give to the kohen. Then he has over there chiyuv meiser in le'aloche. The Rambam passes that not like Rabbi Elazar, and that's what Rashi comes and says. Rachamone Omar, that means what it becomes Tevel Midoy Raisa. Says the Gemara. Omar Abshir ben Lakish, Meiser Rishon shehikdimoy. Now we're going to speak about what Michael just spoke. I said we're going to get it. Sheikdimoy beshibolim. That means he came and he gave it before the Truma Gedoyla. Potu mit Truma Gedoyla. Potu mit Truma Gedoyla. Says the Gemara. Shenema. We learned that from the Apostle. Ve'aremoise mimenu means from the Meiser Rishon Trumas Hashem Meiser mina Meiser. Now what's mashma? Meiser mina Meiser. Davke Meiser, I told you to come and to give. Omarti lecho. Right? Davke, this is what I told you to be mafresh. Davke Meiser Rishon. That means, and Rashi comes and says, yes, Lefir Rav Shimon Lakish, yeah, we can see. That Rashi comes and says that the Kohen is going to lose out. Why the Levi is potter from Truma Gedoyla and his Chelek. Right? This Chelek what the Levi got, is potter from Truma Gedoyla. The Israel, we're going to go back to the Israel. But this Chelek of the Levi, this point he didn't get from this Truma Gedoyla. He's going to get only Tumas Meiser, not Truma Gedoyla. So he's potter from right Meiser mina Meiser Omarti lecho. Davke Meiser Rishon veloi Truma Gedoyla or Tumas Meiser mina Meiser. That means from the Meiser Rishon you don't have to give Truma Gedoyla and Meiser mina Meiser. Now, what about that's about what the Gemara is talking about over here is only about the Levi. Yeah. What about? Let's go speak about what the Michael asked. Michael asked, what about the Israel? Let's go back to Israel. So Israel came. He gave the Kohen, let's say he had 100 kilo of oranges. Let's say Midoy Raisa, yeah, let's see the Rishonim that 100 kilo of wheat. So he gave, instead to give 2 kilo lekatchila to the Kohen, and then, right, he has 98, so to give 9.8, 10% from that to the Levi. He gave 10 kilo to the Levi before he gave to the Kohen anything. The Gemara says, now, Shimon Loki says, the Levi does not have to give the Truma Gedoyla, right? He has to give only Tumas Meiser mina Meiser. Let's go back, that's what I understood with Michael asked. What about Israel? Let's go back to Israel. He missed out Truma Gedoyla, or he's going to be 5. Yeah, that's what he asked, Michael? Oh, so let's go back to Israel. Okay. So it's not what the Gemara speaks about, but this is the thing. So the Meiri brings the Machlokes Rishonim about this. The Levi becomes part of Tumas Meiser, or maybe also the Israel becomes part of Tumas Meiser. He doesn't have to give on the Chelek Chulin, right? On the Chelek, not the Chelek Chulin, sorry, on this Chelek Truma Gedoyla. Now, on the Chelek Chulin, and that's what we said before, it's possible that he has to come to give a portion on the Chelek Chulin. Or maybe he's going to have to come and to give also on the Chelek what he gave to the Levi. That's a Machlokes. Truma Gedoyla.
Is there issue to do it to give first? But what sort of issue in the issue? No, to give to Levi, to give the Levi first.
Yeah.
It's an issue.
There's a Seder in Tumas and Maises, there's a
So the
Isur. It's
issue, Rafat Piken is not Niknas. The Levi is not Niknas.
The Israel, yeah. So we saw different knosses we give him, right? Different knosses, as we saw yesterday. But as I said, there's a long arichas in Africa about it, but there's a Mishnah Rishonim, the Mishnah Choin on Oles and Tyrus. There's a Mishnah Rishonim, it's called the Zoim. So then Trume Perek Aleph Mishnah Hey, he brings us Zoim. But if the Israel, yeah, as we said over here, it was Magdim, it was Machlish Tumas Meiser. And he was Machlish Tumas Meiser, so yet the Levi is still going to be Chayav to Mekdoila. As I doctor, and he said that what we're going to be Mechalek Azoy because the Meiser is Machlish twice Tumas Meiser. Meiser Rishon. Okay, but let's say enough of the Meir. He says it's a Machlokes Rishonim if the Israel has to give the Mafresh on the Chelek HaMeiser. Yeah, Machlokes Rishonim. Now, this is for sure, as we said before, and that's what I understood from Michael before, that he's asking the Israel on the Chelek what was left by the Israel. And that's for sure that he's going to have to give. That's no question. When we talk about over here, the Chelek what the Israel gave the Levi, so the Levi himself is Potu. The Israel is also Potu on this Chelek what he gave the Levi. Or not? That's not like Israel. Yeah, so let's a little accelerated. There's the Israel gave the Levi first. There's a Israel. Be Magdim Trumele Bikurim, but it's anything of the we learn out over there. You're right. Is on being Magdim Trumele Bikurim. But the whole Seder, Bikurim and Truma, right? So the whole Seder comes to tell you not to be Magdim. That's a Israel. So he's a very Israel, yeah. So the person who comes, and he gives first the Levi before the Kohen. So the Levi does not have to give from this Trumas, from this Truma Gedolah after Trumas Meiser. What about the Israel? He has to give Truma Gedolah. So from what's left by him, Cholin, definitely, yes. The Shaila is what he gave the Chelik, what he gave the Levi, that is a Machlokes Rishonim. Okay. Says the Gemara. Omar le Rapope le Abaye. Yeah. That means I don't have, you don't tell the Levi to give both. Also Trumas Meiser and Meiser 10% and also Truma Gedolah. You tell the Levi here, yeah, only Meiser and Meiser. You don't have to give both. If you learn from the Pasuk, that the Pasuk has to teach us that Meiser Rishon you take only Trumas Meiser and not Truma Gedolah. Yeah, the Levi gives only Trumas Meiser, not Truma Gedolah. Afilu higdimoi, nami. That means if he gave Meiser Rishon, we mafresh before Truma Gedolah, when the Tvua is already in the Kri, that means not Veshibolim. That means it was Mechuyev already. That means after Miruach, also the same thing. That means you gave it. That means the person was mischayev already Truma Gedolah. Yeah, till now we spoke about the Shibolim. That means the person was not mischayev. The person gave it to the Levi before he was chayev. Now this person he was mischayev. He done the Kri, he done the Miruach. Now he's mischayev. He has the obligation to give Truma Gedolah. Instead of to give Truma Gedolah, he went and he gave it to the Levi. Also, we should say that the Levi who got over here the Meiser Rishon, he should not have to give from this Truma Gedolah, only Trumas Meiser. Why you say that only if you give him Shibolim, he's Potu? Omalei Olecha. That means on these type of shilas, on you, on your shilah, that also if it's Mismareach, the Tvua, yeah, before you gave the Meiser, we have to learn from the Pasuk that you shouldn't be mafresh Truma Gedolah for Meiser Rishon. Why? Olecha Makro. Mikol matno yisleichem torimu eskol Trumas Hashem. From the word kol, yeah, mikol matno yisleichem. From the word kol, we merabe that also the Levi has to give to the Kohen any Truma what he has to give from the Meisers, including also Truma Gedolah. That means kol matno yisleichem torimu. What's the kol? Either the Levim. Let's talk about the Levim. Mikol matno yisleichem torimu eskol Trumas Hashem. What's the kol Trumas Hashem? Yes, there is sometimes that the Levi has to give also Truma Gedolah. When is that? When it was given already mischayev Truma. So okay, so you have two different psukim over here. One pasuk in the diet that the Levi has to give davke Meiser mina Meiser to give to the Kohen and not Truma Gedolah. From one pasuk you learn Torimu is called Trumas Hashem, the kol, that sometimes also the Levi also has to give over there Truma Gedolah. So you decided that what? That when it was the mischayev Kri, then the Israel gave it to the Levi before the Kohen. So then the Levi has to give Truma Gedolah. Or if he was gave it Beshibolim, so then the Levi does not have to give Truma Gedolah. Umaro Yisro, why you decide? Maybe it's Fakir. Yeah, Umaro Yisro. says the Gemara, the answer to the Mazoi. I eat gan, that means when he came and he was magdim the Ma'aser Rishon before Truma Gedola. After it became, right, the thing. I eat gan. What means eat gan? It turned already into Shem Dogon. It turned into Shem Tvua. That means when it turns into Shem Tvua, when it comes to the Shem Tvua, when it comes into Dogon, what's called Dogon, that is called Dafke when he done already the Miruach. And that's why it's Chai Truma Gedola. Because what's it in Truma Gedola? What's straight over there? Reishis Dogon. So once it was Chai Truma Gedola, that's why, yes, now this doesn't remove from it the Shem Truma Gedola, and he has to give it, even the Levi. However, when he was mafresh the Ma'aser the Shibolim, lo Idgan is not Chalan at the Shem Dogon. It's not Chalan at the Shem Dogon to be Chai with the Truma Gedola, and what's called Reishis the Goncha, and that's going to be part of. Oh, and now, once we're learning this, so, and we're very good. The ribuy of Mikol Matnoisech, and can't teach that what? On Ma'aser Rishon, that what? That if he was magning a Ma'aser Rishon the Truma Gedola, when the Tvua was already called Dogon, so then the Kohen would have the schus to come and to get to the Truma Gedola, and therefore, also if the Levi got it before, the Kohen got the Truma Gedola, the Levi you're going to have to give the Truma Gedola because you don't become potter from it. But if it was not yet Chalon, the Shem Dogon, that means it was not an Akri, it was still the Shibolim, it's not yet called Dogon. But then we start to say that the apostle says that the Levi is potter from giving my Truma Gedola. Only my Samina Ma'aser is talking about that this case when it's not yet Mechuyev because it's not called Dogon.
Just explain, sorry, there's just something which I just noticed, which maybe I've missed something here. It says, Omalei Rav Papa Abaya. Where did Abaya say anything? I can't see what he said. Well, why is he talking to Abaya?
Because when we say that, Omalei Rav Papa Abaya.
Yeah, but what this is just a statement out of the blue. It wasn't that Abaya said something and then he's answering.
Yes, why not? I mean, they're speaking.
So just a standard statement. No, because very often so somebody says something and then somebody answers him. But I haven't seen it.
So Rav Papa tells him back, Umaro Isa. And back, no things at the beginning. Who's the thing? The whole conversation of it.
Yeah, but that's what I can't find is where our buyer says anything. Where does he say anything? Where did
He started the conversation.
Sorry?
He started the conversation to Abaya.
Yeah, but
Start the conversation. Rav Papa comes and tells Abaya, I'm sorry.
That's
If we learn, right? The Apostle Rav Papa tells Abaya, right? We learn from the Pasuk. We see it in a right. We see it in the Pasuk, right? And not Truma Gedola. We come and he tells him, if you learn out from the Pasuk, Adafke this, you're coming and giving. So he was a him, what's the pshat? He's asking the Pasuk what's the pshat.
So he just happened to be talking about
Okay. Now the Gemara is done. The Gabe Meloches, what we do in Tvua, yeah. And we're going to come and bring between a tikkun meloche, what's koivea tvua to legabe din tevel, to bring a tikkun meloche, what yichayv on it mitzad meleches Shabbos. Yeah, all kinds of what's koivea mitzad meleches Shabbos mitzad. Tnan osom. What do you about tnan osom? We learned the Mishnah Masechet Maisres. It's a Mishnah Masechet Maisres. Perek Dalet Mishnah. Hamekalev soirim. That means from there's the shiboiles, and he's coming and peeling over there the barley from the chap. Why? Because he wants to come to eat it raw. Yeah, what's called to be koises. It's called liksois, koiseson, right? That's what it's called when the person is eating the grain itself, without cooking. And he didn't yet mafresh on the trumas and maises. Why? Because there's not yet the gemar meloche, right? So what does he do? Mekalef achas va'oichel. He can come and peel it one by one without giving maises. Why? Because in this type of eating is not called the achilas kva, it's called the achilas aray, and achilas aray, as we know, is potu mina ma'isa. If he came and he peeled a few soirim, right, a few grains of barley together, and he put it into the hand, chayav, he has to give the ma'isa. Why? Because this is what he called achilas kva. Because that's the derech, the achilas kva. You cannot come and eat it before. He gives ma'isa, even not achilas aray, because it's called achilas kva. Even if he's going to eat it now, achilas aray, was koivea it already, and that's what Rashi says, that the Chiyuv Ma'aser is because the Aveli Keva, that's what Rashi, the Lashon of Rashi, the Aveli Keva. Omar Amlosa, V'chein le Shabbos, the same thing, like the Isa Meloch and Shabbos, if a person, yeah, is peeling over there the barley one by one, it's not called the Chdisha. right? It's called mefarek lachayad, and you're allowed to do so on Shabbos. Yeah, so it's not called a thing. But if he's going to come and peel a few soirim together, right, and he doesn't eat each one straight away after he peels it, just what he puts all of them together in his hand, that's the meleches disha, and he's going to be chayev chatos. Frag the Gemara eini, v'orav mekalfelei de bisu kase kase. And the same thing also, Rab Chia mekalfelei de bisu kase kase. That means over there we saw that what the wife of Rav, and the same thing the wife of Rab Chia, they would come and peel for them a whole cup of these grain from the barley, and you see that in Shabbos, you say it's a Yisur of Dish over here, right? Rashi explained because when the person comes and he's peeling one by one, he's not dash, right? Because he's doing it Kelach Hariyad. You're right, when peeling it, as we explained yesterday, it's mefarek, right? He's separating it, that's the thing. But once he's coming and he's gathering it and he's mekabetz in his hand, so what happens over here? It's a tolde of Disha. And this on Rashi is a little bit shver because a lot of showing what the Tosis already is the mass over here. What we can see a lot of Achroini mass because mimonachshach. How it could be that what when he's doing the melacha, it's not choshev melacha, but then when he's coming and putting it a whole bunch in his hand, oh now he's got that actually this was a melacha. If it's like a maise, if this is a melacha, what's going to help to eat it straight away? They come and to say no, this is a shinui, the pattern.
One's a derech achila b'kach. With one is derech achila b'kach, like eating a banana or eating a peanut.
It's not about derech achila. It's a melocha and ishki melocha. We say it's kelach.
If it's derech achila, peeling a banana is a melocha, but if you're eating it,
he's doing over here melach hayad. So what's talking about over here? When he's doing the melocha, it's not a melocha, right? Peeling it is not a melocha. But once you peeled a bunch of them and put it in the hand, oh, now it's the uva adon afreya. When I done it, that was the derech melocha.
We always need to share.
If we say that this is a ma'aser melocha, so why is it going to help if we're eating it one by one? It's a ma'aser melocha, actually peeling it.
Because in general,
we have to say that the peeling itself is a melocha. And if it was just tamashinoi, it wouldn't help to be matir after once you've done it. Why you call it kelach hayad is still also with the rabbanon, yeah? Just what? When you're eating it, you megala that you did it b'derech achila. And b'derech achila, it's muter. But when you put it down in your hand, a whole bunch of them, it's a bleib the melocha. It's not the environment is not a melocha.
Why can't we say enochanam? You had like five grains. The first four is fine, but with the last one, which already makes a quantity, that's when he's over the melocha. On the last one, not on all of them. Why can't you say that?
Because what is achilas aray?
Yeah, I know, but it makes out achilas aray, but you got the quantity. When the quantity is the last one which makes it.
The Rambam when he passes, the Rambam zok tazay. Keitzad di achilas aray. The Rambam when he speaks about the Nichos Ma'aser, perek gimel halacha yotes. The Rambam says keitzad di achilas aray. The goy so you mekalef, here comes the thing. Says the Rambam, over ve'im kolaf chonas leyodoy chayev. That means, lefi the Rambam, lefi this, the soil of it will be also after we were koivei it, right? Even achilas aray. Once you were koivei it, even achilas aray is going to be also. Lichoyre the Rabbanon, yeah. Also, so many Rishonim, and this is what Rabbi Yitzchak, many Rishonim like Toises, the Rashba, the Rido, many Rishonim say that by putting it into the hand, that is happens in melocha. Lefi then, you're allowed to yet eat it achilas aray till you koivei it. And the raya is because the Gemara is medam gemar melocha of ma'aser to melocha Shabbos. If it's talking about the achilas kva, it doesn't have a kesher with melocha Shabbos. And Rashi and the Rambam is going to be a bit shver, yeah. But there's a Kiddush Yankee. Kiddush Yankee comes in Paimpa. He says that Rashi and the Rambam they being the tradition that they hold that the achilas kva that does the gemar melocha. Why? Because the reason is, he says, like every pri that you're coming and picking, yeah, and you're picking it for achilas aray. It's not considered yet a gemar melocha. Why? Or because it's misbatel klape the peiros that were left on the tree. But by achilas kva, what happens by achilas kva? He says you're separating between this oichel to the rest of the peiros what, and you did a gemar melocha. Gemar melocha achila b'fnei atzmo yifedit. And that's why we can come and be medame at achilas prat melech Shabbos. Okay, there's a Chazanish, but okay, let's say that we're gonna have to carry on. It's a little bit late. Says the Gemara Beitza. Elo, itmar. Yeah, what you wanted to say, Rablozo. Yeah, the Rablozo says the Chayne Shabbos. Aseife itmar. The Hemshech of the Mishnah of the Maisos that we're gonna be medame at melech Shabbos. State over there. Amoyle melilos shel chitim. It means melilos shel chitim, as we said. He takes over there the chitim when they are still with the cap, and he comes and he's rubbing it with his hand. He's rubbing it with his hand. So menapeyach aliyad aliyad. That means a drop, not a lot, right? A drop, me'at. And then what he does is, he can come and eat achilas sarai without ma'aser. Why? Because he didn't come and collect a whole cup of chitim, right? In his hand, just what he has a few in his hand from the melilos. It's not called the achilas kva, and it's not called the kriyus ma'aser. Ve'im nopach. That means, and if he came and he blew it, right? The chitim he was moilel, whatever it is. Venosan letoicheke. That means when it's clean, and now he came and he put it into one of his hands, into the cheko. Into cheko means into his beged. So that was a kriyas ma'aser. He cannot come and eat it, even achilas sarai, right? And that's why he's going to be chayav first of all to come and give ma'aser, and then he's allowed to eat it. And on this Mishnah came Rablozo and said, Omar Rablozo v'chein le Shabbos. That means the same Shabbos you're allowed to come and to blow it, right? Yad al yad. That means a drop to come and to blow it. You're not allowed to come and to blow a lot, right? Because he's doing a melech of Shabbos, because melech zoire or melech of boirer, the big shine of what melech over here, he's going to come and going to be high over here. Shitum kubetzes, gleital, big shitas. Okay, but one of the two, or zoire or boirer. Maskiv lo rabba bebar mamol. The Reisha, 1 second. What we learned in the Reisha, what we learned in the Reisha, that if he's peeling over there the soil and he put it into his hand, it's Chayav Ma'aser. The Reisha, le Ma'aser in the Shabbos, loy. That means he's going to be Chayav only a Ma'aser, but legabi Chiyuv Meloche of Disha, Mefarek, it's a told of Disha in Shabbos. He's not going to be Chayav when he's peeling the soil and he puts it into his hand. He's not going to be Chayav. Or Miike, Mide. It's not going to be. How could it be? How could it be to come to divide to be Mechalek the Leinya Shabbos lo yavik Mar Meloche? That means this Ma'aser is not called the Melech and Shabbos, just what? It's as Rabbi Tzok said before, right? Rabbi Tzok said before, that's what? This is Achile, that's the Achile, right? Because Gmar Melech in Shabbos is anything, what as we say, like a Mitzak and Moneh, right? It was Mitzak Makar Patish. That now, till now, you could not use this item, or this Chayfetz, whatever it is, and now you could use it. By cutting and peeling a few of these kernels over here, and gathering it together, it's that this is part of the use of it. It's not like Stama Ashlam of the Vele Meister, Avik Mar Melocha, and Legabe Meister, we say, is it Mar Melocha? It's not Stama Meister, Achonofa Achille, maybe it's why are you dividing it? We do find as Achiluk, that's something that's not considered a tikkun, that means a Gmar Melocha Klape Shabbos, and Afal Piken, it's considered a Gmar Melocha, that's Chayav Meister. Where do we find it? We find that Achiluk legabe ve'o gronon lemaiser. That means gronon lemaiser is a very general name, a rule. Gronon lemaiser. That means we talk about any melocha. What you do in the tvua, what's called gemar melocha. Gronon lemaiser. Anything that's called a gemar melocha, that's koiveya. That's koiveya the tvua to meiser. If they have a meiser, if they're not having a meiser. Mitzat sheni, they are not considered melochas of Shabbos. Right? The Gabi Shabbos, they are tikkun b'alme, they're not melocha. Why? Because the chiyuv meiser and tvua, if you talk about tvua, if you talk about peiros, if you talk about kidneys, when it's chal in the second when it came to the stage what's called gemar melocha. This is when it's called this gemar melocha. We call it b'derech klal when it's bekri. What is bekri? The person came and made a big pile, right? It's called it, how we call it? Putting the tvua in the goyim. Or different words we call it, miruach. Let's call it. Yeah, it's all the same thing. Amod asur bekoyren, kri, miruach, it's all the same thing. Sayan peyois and sayan kidneys, so that's called them tvua. Tvua we call it miruach, we call it amod asur bekoyren, we call it kri. That's the legabe when we talk about the tvua. Peyois and kidneys is also a stage what we call gmar melocha. When? By a meister. Whenever you do meister, this peyois, the gmar melocha is something that's actual, you could see, right? Something that happens by itself, which as we can see, bulk, yeah. When they come, the payers come to a certain level of now it's already prepared to eat, right? every case of fruit coming to a certain state that then it's raw, it's already formed, it's ripe. Yeah, that's right, it's ripe. So it comes and it has a krius letevel, and what's mechayiv letevel is also going to be chayiv. Now this is that's called gronon lemaisa, even though it doesn't go legoyren, but that's the general thing. But right, it's anything that's gemar melocha. So what's gronon lemaisa? Anything by true is going to be actually putting in the goyren, kidneys, payros. Everyone has his level when it gets ripe. Let's see when it's not exactly ripe, but it's a certain level when it grows, not right. Right is not the right word because right is already much later. When it comes to a certain level in the growth of the pri, that then it turns into mice. So we can see in the Gemara brings the Mishnah. That none. Let's see it inside. That none. Ezo gronon lemaiso. What is the goyren for peiros? So by a goyren we know. By two we know. But by a peiros, when is it? From then you cannot eat it anymore. Chilasarai. Says the Gemara. Hakishuin ve'adluin. Cucumbers, some say, and courgettes, or okay, it depends on what's the thing. The gronon lemaisa is from when mishei foksu. What means mishei foksu? That it falls by itself. That means when you take it off from it, the fax, and that means on top it has like a fax. It's like it's not like a stem. It's like a flower. It's more like a flower. And then the kishum and the tluim, they're now ripe and they are ready to eat. They're ready to eat. And that is an example for Gemar Melocha, what happens by itself. Now, this Kishui Medlui, what, let's say, they didn't yet. The Gemar Melocha is when? That means they didn't yet. So a person, it didn't become by itself. A person picked it before it was Foksu. Yeah? So when is the Gemar Melocha? By a person, that means he puts over there, he gathers it together. But Nami. Gabi, also you can learn over there, like Gabi, the onions. Mishayamid, when he comes and he puts over there Mishayamid, he puts over there Amode, right? Aremo, Mishayamid Aremo, also over there, Legabi Betzoli, Mishayamid Aremo. Now, let's look at Gabi Shabbos. What's called the Tikkun Melocha? Veilu Gabi Shabbos, Amodas Aremo. Poto. It's not called over there any Tikkun Melocha. So we see that it doesn't depend one on the other one. We see it doesn't depend one on the other one. Shabbos and this Elo Mais Lochamim. How are you going to explain why he's not chayav on coming and putting over there Aremo and Shabbos, even though it's a Meleches Tikkun, right? Because it's not Meloche. It's not a Meloche, or we call it Meleches Umnus, as Rashi says. To come to this chayav, right? Why? Because what the Torah asserted, Meleches Machsheves also Torah. That means Meleches Machsheves means Meleches Umen. It's not Stam Meloche. Yeah, Meleches Machsheves also Torah. Ochename. When a person is coming and pinning a little bit of this soirim and he puts it into his hand, right? We're not going to come and say that what? Okay, legabi ma'aser it's koiveya because right? Or legabi Shabbos, not why. Meleches machshavos also that's not called the meleches machshavos, right? They come and peel a bit of barley. It's not called the meleches machshavos. Yeah, so the Gemara is mechalik between Shabbos. It's not a shaila, and we do find as the Gemara comes and says in the Maskona that what we do find. That legabi Shabbos, it's not a meleches umnus. Yes, Rashi calls it the meleches umnus, and dafka meleches umnus also toyeh. Why? Because as Rashi says, nisnecho parshe Shabbos the meleches hamishkon, and meleches hamishkon was the meleches machshavos. So also here was a meleches machshavos. Okay, let's go back to the din of Rove. The din of Rove before what Rove says, you're allowed to do melilois, right? To come and take of you the wheat. That's not yet, that's still in the chap, and to come and to rub it in the hand in Yom Tov. How do you do it b'shinoi? Right? So for sure he has to come and to do it different than he does it in the weekday. And the weekday what they do is two hands between the palms of two hands and he's rubbing it. That's the you do it in the weekday. When you do it in Shabbos, right, you have to do it differently. But you don't want it to be uvda dechoy. That's what the Gemara kind of says. The fear of it, what he said, that well, that you're allowed to be moilel melila and Yom Tov, you have to do it differently. It shouldn't be over the dechoy. So says the Gemara, keitzad moilel. When you're doing the melila, how exactly are you going to do the melila? So Rashi, Toy says the Rashba, they're all saying that our sugi is talking about Yom Tov. Shabbos, you're not allowed to be moilel b'chlal. Why? Because as we learned yesterday, right? We said moileli when be'erev Shabbos. Right, so as I learned that, but there's Rishonim who learn a little bit different. But that's the thing. Keitzad moilel. Abai mishvei Rabbi Omar chode achode. That means one finger on one finger, not the two hands, just one finger on one finger. One on two fingers, one on two fingers. Once you're changing the melila between doing it between the palms, yeah, two hands, to do it with the fingers, even one on all of them is also going to help because it's a shinui. And once the shinui is a shinui, instead of doing it this way, I'm doing it this way, right? It's going to kind of be mutter to do it also straight away. Now Rashi explains that the machloikas over here, if they do the melile with the fingers, yeah. So you're doing with the agudal, with the thumb, yeah, on one finger, on all the fingers. But both of them is talking about that what you don't put the one hand and the do melile bechoil. Now there's not the also that means exactly. Also not doing like this. Also not doing like this. Just doing it in the same hand. Yeah. Says the Gemara. Yeah. But the Shaila, yeah. Maybe to do the other thing is yes, going to be mutar. Yes, going to be mutar. The maskon of the sugya, yeah, you're not have to be boiling Shabbos dogon, yeah. And what we said the other day is talking about Dafke Yom Tov. We're going to see okay. Another thing what we learned in the Beitza is that you're allowed to come and to clean, right? In Shabbos, the moit is a chap from the grain. You're allowed to clean it on Shabbos, the ones that you done on Erev Shabbos. How? Nipuach. But you can't count over there mapuach a kli. You have to do it b'shinu. That means from one hand to the other hand, right? And not kedef shemenapeach bechoil with two hands, right? Says the Gemara. Keitzad menapeach. When a person came and done Erev Shabbos the melilos, and now he wants to come to be menapeach on Shabbos. What's the shinu? It's going to help. It shouldn't be uda the choil. Omar Rav menapeach. How he does it? Mekishrei etzba'oi sovu lema'alo. That means B'derkal in the weekday he puts it on the palm and he's gonna pay. In Shabbos he's gonna have to do it mikisher its voice. He's gonna have to do it on this part, the top of his fingers, okay? And then to do it. But he says the Gemara mechaku alei b'ma'arove. They were laughing on Eretz Yisrael. Why? Keivan the meshane. Once he's coming and changing, that means he doesn't do it b'derech and he's doing it the whole week. Why? The derech the whole week he does it with two hands, one next to the other one. That's the nipuach. Over here he's doing it only on one hand. So what's the difference? Also, what's the difference? You're doing it the upper part, a lower part. Elo Omar was so funny, very yeah. Over Elo Omar Blozol menapeach beyodoy achas. That is the shinui. Yeah. And you're menapeach straight away, and you're allowed to eat it, and that's a shinui. You're allowed to count the menapeach that way. Even as the Gemara says, "Bekol koichoy." I feel bekol koichoy. You're allowed to come to do it, and the choyz matzah you're allowed to be menapeach bepeh. Yeah.
You mentioned yesterday bepeh. You mentioned that. That's yes. Okay. That's a shinu bepeh to
So this is a big shaila. The Drisha and Shin Yutes, he said that the heter is to come and to move your hand bechol koichoy, and that you're doing over there when, right? But Bepe is going to be also, yeah, it's a big shaila. Dochas Chaim and Yom Tov and Simon Nun Beis, the Kol Boy, they don't bring the word Kol Koichoy, if it's Dafke Bepe or not. The Rambam is mashma that afilu. Bepe is going to be good. But let's continue. We came to our daf today. So, but Ayan and the Rambam and Ilchot Yom Tov Perek Dalet Alochet Ezrov over there with the Noise Kelim, if it's Bepe, not Bepe, the Oruch over there they bring down. Okay. Zog the Mishnah. Okay, now we also, very important halachas, what we're going to come, so we're going to have to a little bit speak about it. There is an Isser of Tchine, Toichen, right? You're not allowed to come and to crush, what's called Toichen, to grind in Yom Tov Chitim. Is the Toichen left? No. Because only Lisha Ve'elach is mutar. That means this comes before the Lisha, the Tchine. Toichen, you're not allowed to come and to do Tchine in Yom Tov, right? So if a person has Chitim, he has wheat, you're not allowed to come to do Tchine on Yom Tov. You're not allowed to do it in Yom Tov. Right? As we said, Rashi says, right? We actually saw it in Toyses before in the Gimel Lamed Aleph, but Rashi is in the beginning of Ein Tzodin. We mentioned it before already. Rashi in the beginning of the third perek will say that Tchina is also Beyond Min HaTorah. Why? Because the Rashi, any meloch, what you could come and do from Erev Yom Tov, the Torah was not matter to the Yom Tov, Afilu Tzeichel Nefesh. The only thing is Shchikas Tavlin was mutter. Why? Because you cannot come and do it Erev Yom. The only tchina, the only teichen you're allowed to do. Nazayal the chinuch, Nazayal the Yam Shloima, the Mogen Avram, and the Taz bigger down and Simen Tov Tzadik Hey, and that's going to be allowed. Toises and Dav Gimel Amud Aleph, and that's what we mentioned before. B'Shem the Yerushalmi. The Isur min HaTorah is because it's not allowed melachas that before lisha. Why? Because it says Ach Asher Ye'ochel, and what straight away after that in the pasuk, the smichos of the pasuk is Ushmartem es hamatzois. The teachers, what was mutar? Only melachas that what Mishe'as Shimur Veilach. What is that Shimur of the matzah? When there's a chiyuv of Shimur, chiyuv, yeah? From when it turns into a dough. So lefi them coming and doing dicha, as we can see now in the Mishnah, yeah, coming and crushing it at the tolda of Teichen, and Torah was only matir shkika ceremony, what is straight away by the achile, what's after the lisha, right? And the thing. That's the Toises B'Shem the Yerushalmi. The Ramban and the Ran in the beginning of the third perek, they understand because they also bring out the Yerushalmi, what Toises brings in the Gimel Amud Aleph, and they say to Asam in Torah is because these melachos are happening lizman merube. The Torah was not matir only shchite or afiyeh, what happened every day, and that's why coming and also doing dicha stavli, that's our Mishnah, dicha crushing the thing is mutter because it happens leyoim, it happens for today, and when the person doesn't do it for thing. Okay. So be'emes the ikar melecha of tchine is by chitim, right? Kitnius, that's what you can see. So when we talk about over here the isur of doing toichen, the rest of the oichlin, even though you need oichel nefesh and afilu b'shinu is going to be awesome. Our Mishnah, and this is a very important point, when you see in our Mishnah, we have a big chiddush. There's a heter to do dicha, or what's called loduch, or lishchoik, also shchikas, ceremony, crushing, and that's talking about over here about spices. Don't want spices. Some of them, the dicha over here, the crushing, needs to be b'shinui. Some of them you don't need to do it b'shinui. The real, right, the tam, or making a dicha, even though it's a folder of toichen, and toichen you're not allowed to do on Yom Tov, as we just spoke now, many different reasons under the Rishonim. It's because it does not happen lizman merube. This toichen doesn't happen lizman merube, and let's speak out both the two main conditions what we need in meleches tchina and Yom Tov. The main two conditions we need in meleches tchina and Yom Tov to aser. First of all, it has to be lizman merube. Yeah, your toichen lizman merube, not just for now, just lizman merube, and it has to be done bereichaim. And that's the two conditions. Now, when we're talking about the spice, and that's our Mishnah, when we can see, when we're talking about the tavlin, there's a machlokas poskim lemaskone. If there's an isur of toichen, also without the rechaim, or the isur is because of the nechol, and that means davke rechaim. That's a very important point, and that's over here. We can see the sugya backwards and forth. How does that work? Yeah. So before we start the Mishnah, we're just going to see the Mishnah because it's already late. Aber, there's a meducha. A meducha is the kli kibul. There's the madrich, and the madrich is there what we call the pesel, right? The pesel, what you crush, that's called the madrich. The meducha is the bowl. It's called the porter, I think. Mortar, yeah, sorry, and the pesel. So we have the meducha and the madrich. Now, these are the things what's inside the meducha. What's inside the meducha? But now, what we put inside the meducha? Salt, spices, right? And you do it in the middle of the week. You have over there Atlantic thing, so you want to crush it, right? Salt. So you want to crush it, and that's what you do over there. It's made of, it's made of like stone or something. What the thing? Okay. So let's just see the Mishnah. Yudalad Medalef on the top. Tavlin nidoichin b'modich shaleitz. That means you could come and do it in Yom Tov, but you do a change. You don't do a modich shel even. You do the shinui. What's the shinui? Instead of to do it in a modich shel even, you do the modich shaleitz. Ve'amelach. Yeah, we're talking about melach gas. Yeah, the melach gas. It's not talking about the thing. Right? So what's going to be the din? So melach bepach. That means what means a pach? Pach means of cheres. Not a regular meducha that's made of even. It's made of earthenware. And ubeitza pohu. That means the mother, the pesel, that what we use, what's called the modek, what we use the pesach to crush it, you cannot come and use also a regular one that's made of stone. You have to do it from Beitza. That means Beitza means a big, like a big ladle or something. Yeah, that's called the Beitza. That's made from Beitza. That means Rashi's going to say oy Beitza. There's also yeah. Who basically come and say no, tavlin, you don't need a shinoi. Chachamim came and did not do a gzeira shinoi. Guess what? Nidoichin kedalkon b'model shel even. Melach you do need shinoi. Why? It's enough for shinoi, even a very slightly shinoi, and that's why it's enough to kind of do it b'model shel eitz. But you don't need also a pohu, and you also, like we said before, and that you need a pohu. But melach, it's enough a small shinoi of a model shel eitz. Yeah. Rashi over here comes and says that a different thing. If you look at Rashi, Rashi says, "Modich buchne shemakin boy kedar kol eitzor shinoi b'melach or kol shesh melach gasol b'pach shel cheret yidochenu v'lo meducha." Oy beitz. Kav gdol shekoyim poike the milas boy shinoi b'gmor farash taimer. V'amelach b'modich shel eitz shinoi boy. Avol sage by shinoi zute. So Rashi comes and says that's oy. Why? Because the word boy, right? Boy shinoi. The tabli you don't need the shinoi. Now the shinoi, the little bit, we said you need a drop of a shinoi, right? For sure do you need. Why? Because Bishamai say you need a mother shalait. Dafka mother shalait. It's enough a mother. You don't need a shinoi also in the meducha. That's what Rashi says. Or the Masechet you don't need a shinoi. That's gonna be good enough. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna stop over here.
Oh, we'll explain later on why what's the difference between melach and tavlinim?
Yeah, of course. That's what we're gonna have to see. Yeah.
Some remain fresh, some you can't do before Yom Tov.
My time, what's the difference? Why melach is different than the rest of the tavlinim?
Melach doesn't go off. Melach you could do before Yom Tov. The other tavlinim, if you do them before Yom Tov, they go stale. They lose their flavor.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons of the Gemara. Yeah.
But no, but then melach you could do before Yom Tov. You don't do Yom Tov.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons of the Gemara. One of the reasons of the Gemara. The Gemara brings two reasons. I'm going to give you a Agdome. But the Gemara says Chad Omar. Why? Because Kol Agdei Tzrichos Melach. Right? Everyone needs melach. So a person should know that by yesterday. Everyone knows that you cook something, you put salt. Everyone knows that. But not every thing needs paprika. Not every dish needs a paprika, right? Not every dish needs over there, whatever the thing, whatever you call the thing, or whatever the Arabic things over there, yeah? But that's the reason. And one says, call tavlim if in time on. Melach, even may figure tamon. That's what you said now, yeah? That's right. Think about things might be. Now you, so very good. So on these things that we just said now, Take, what's the shot in the machloikis over here? Lefi the one that says Ein kol agdei osichos tavlin, he says a person, if the person doesn't know Erev Yom Tov that he's going to have to do a melacha, it's not considered he could do it in Erev Yom Tov. But Lefi the other man, the one that says that the tavlin mefik taimoy, so he said that if a person doesn't know, it's not considered that he can do it in Erev Yom Tov or not.
Right, he wants it fresh.
So we can see it's a Rashi later on in that profess about this thing, this case.
Can I?
Tomorrow, what is on the thing?
Oh, it's normal.
I think it's normal, but it's normal. Yeah. Oh, it's 9 o'clock now.
No, it's normal time.
It's 9 or quarter to 9. Yes, I thought to 9. Yes. Of Zoom. Service, a Malkus service Zoom. Yeah.
Can we just ask very quickly what we said, which is a general rule that from Tehina onwards is also on Yom Tov. But what was the proof again? What was Rashi? Where was the Rashi and where's the Tosfos? Where does it say? Where did it say about
beginning of 8 Sodim? Tosfos in the Gimel Omed Aleph, and the other Rishonim is at the beginning of 8 Sodim.
Yeah, but which Rashi was it in something? Because I just had a quick look, I didn't find it where it proved it. Is it the first? Sorry.
Tehina. I'm sorry.
Hang on. What daf? It's Perik Gimel. What daf is? I saw it. But I like to find it. I've got daf Kaf. Sorry, daf Kaf Gimel.
Kaf Gimel.
Yeah, but which Rashi does it say that?
You look at the Gemara daf Kaf Gimel on base.
I'm a base.
Gimel on base.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's start from Dalet on the base.
I've got Gimel on the base. The first Mishnah.
So Rashi says, the first Rashi, Afal Gav, Ein Sodin Dogin, Afal Gav, the Shchita, Vafio, Bishul, Movis, Meloch, Hussein, Veutu, Letzech, Yontev, Tayim, Mishum, the Efshar, Me'erev, Yontev.
Yeah, that's nice. But
That's the klal.
Yeah,
That's the klal of Rashi. Rashi comes and says,
yeah.
anything what you cannot come and do from Erev Yontev.
Yeah.
That's the key Rashi.
Yeah, but didn't you bring down a proof from Tosfos or something because of the proof, because of matzahs, because of Eichel, because it's the same thing? What was that? What all that?
That's Gimel Amud Aleph. That's Gimel Amud Aleph. Rashi, that's Rashi. Chav Gimel Amud Beis, Rashi says, only meloches you cannot come and do from Erev Yontev. That's what the Torah was matir. But meloches that you could come and do from Erev Yontev, the Torah was not matir.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
one
second, I'm answering.
First Tosfos, the first Tosfos.
And therefore,
First Tosfos ain't Sodin Dogim Nabibrim.
One minute.
no, it's not that Tosfos. It's
It does.
Tosfos.
It says the Efshem Erev Yontev.
No, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm looking for.
Tosfos Gimel Amud Aleph.
I want the
Gimel Amud Aleph. If you look over there, 1 second. But 1 second. Let me just think. I can explain you. 1 second. And that's why Bishul Shchita that you cannot come and do in Boyd Yoim, because if he's going to do it from yesterday, it's going to go off. That's why you're allowed to do it in Yontif. Masechet, Tzire, Seide, right? All of these things you could do in Boyd Yoim. But there was no matir, and the same thing is also Tchine, right? Tchine, the same thing, right? You could come and do it from yesterday.
So from Losh we're allowed to do. From Losh onwards, we're allowed to do on Yontif.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the psukim.
So I'm just asking something else. That is.
Yeah, Losh onwards. But look, I'm talking about.
Now, look also Rashi. We're gonna see it about Hashem as today's stuff, but you can see it about Hashem tomorrow. The Yudalet on base, Rashi says that also Tchine. Rashi says because you could come into it yesterday, it's not Doich Yontev. And as they outleged the Rambam and Perek Aleph Aloha, that's the chiluk between Bishul, because you cannot do it on Erev Yontev, and Tchine you could come and do it in Yontev.
Unless it's Tavlin. Unless it's certain Tavlin.
All right. Yeah.
Now, the other Rishonim, they say also what you can come and do in Boyd Yoim, you're allowed to do the Meloche. You're allowed to do the Meloche on Yontev, and Afilu with the Rabbanon, as they are Toises in 2 places, Toises in Gimel Amud Aleph,
Sorry,
the Rosh in the beginning of Perek Gimel, the Ramban and Milchames in the beginning, most of the Rishonim in the beginning of the Ein Tzovim. Leshito, some of these Rishonim, what's the reason? Ktsire Tchine is also. No, so the pshat is only meloches that you do it for the day the Torah was making. But ktsire, tchine, all of these things that the derech is to do it for many days. The yomim harbe, right? The yomim rabim, the ma'anyam, the yomim rabim. So the Torah was not matir. The Torah was not matir, and you're not allowed to do it in Yom Tev, even letzerich oichel nefesh. So the Pirachi, the Yesod Eter to come and to do, right? If you go back to our Sugya, and our Mishnah, what we learned in our Mishnah? In our Mishnah, we learned that they're allowed to come and to do Toichen for not everything, only Tavlin. You're allowed to do Kedarkoi, right? Why? It's a lot. Tchine is also, and you're not allowed to come and do. Oh, so Tchine is also, you're right. And that's why you're not allowed to come and do Toichen for what? For wheat. Even the Toichen of Nefesh. Why Tavlin you're allowed to? So the Shita Rashi in the Rambam, as we said, that Tchine is also because you could come and do it in Boyd Yoim. Very good, because we can see in the Gemara that Tchinas Tavlin is Efshar in Boyd Yoim. Why? Because maybe Ein Kolak Dei Oitzichosh Tavlin, or maybe we make big time, as we said before. So that's why it's not like the Ktsire and the rest of the things that you can do in Boyd Yoim. This is very similar to Bishul and Shchite, and it's not like Tchinas Shchite you can do in Boyd Yoim.
Yes, very good. That's excellent. But what was the thing which you said about matzah? You said that there's a hekesh because of the posuk, because Ushmatim that's a matzah.
That's the Yerushalmi. That's the Yerushalmi.
What is that? Where is that? And what does it say?
The Yerushalmi comes and says that when look at the Toises. People are asking Gzeira, the last 3 lines in Toises.
What?
Gimel Omid Aleph.
Sorry.
Gimel Omid Aleph.
Gimel.
Gimel, yeah, Gimel Omid Aleph.
Oh, hang on, I'm not there.
The 3 last lines in Tosfos. Says Tosfos, I'm reading from inside. De be Yerushalmi. Yeah? Al ken Pirash Rabbeinu Nesanen Mikinoy.
Yeah.
Yerushalmi. Yesh. Ach asher yochel lechol nefesh. V'somich lei. Ushmartem esam. Atzois. Ois temeloches shemishimu veilach. Hei mutar ois. דהיינו, בלי שווה לך. אבל שאר מלוכו יסדמי קוידם לכן, אסורין.
Very nice. Thank you very much. But the only problem is that on matzahs, there are some people that watch
The
matzahs.
chiyuv, again, we said that before, and we said the chiyuv.
Chiyuv. Meaning, what do you mean the chiyuv? What do you mean the chiyuv? I'm sorry. The chiyuv of matzah. I don't understand.
The chiyuv to come and to do it is only be.
For what?
Lishaveilach. The pasuk which Madam is is talking about. For sure, the katchila you could do shiur mishas ktsire. For the chiyuv shmire, the come to be shomer, it should be machmitz is from when?
Lisha.
Chiyuv. Exactly. What was the thing?
No, I'm asking. That's very good. I didn't realize. Okay, it's good. That's good. Good. Right, great. That's
we said it before in the shiur.
I know, but it was a bit quick. I didn't. That's good. Very good. Excellent. Thanks. I like it. Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, we're gonna have to catch up a little bit before that we don't know what we're doing in Kippur yet. Now let's shut off the place. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, be all right.
Okay, we have now a small Masechet. We could always easier Masechet. Then we can catch up by Megillah, tiny, so we can catch up.
We might catch up now as well.
Okay.
Also, all the best. So 9 o'clock tomorrow, 8:45.
Yeah, 8:45. 8:45. Why? Who said 9 o'clock?
8:45. 8:45.
You can go to the mikveh today if you want, Stevie.
Yeah,
Can you go to the mikveh today?
Training. I'm not running.
Rabbi Vremi, we can go to the mikveh today.
You can go any day.
You can go every day. It's not called every Kippur.
Who? No. Rosh Hashanah is Indian Chatzos. On Yom Kippur, there's not an Indian you can just stand before Yom Kippur.
Ah, so maybe, yeah.
Oh, really? It's not after Chatzos Yom Kippur?
No, on Erev Rosh Hashanah.
What? Only why?
Because that's abroad, but don't. But Klemaisi, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So we can go today already.
I don't know whether one has to be careful with what's going on with the infections. I don't have to be careful about already going on. Anyway, that's up to you.
If you're worried about infections, do Tisha Kabin under your Shah for 3 minutes.
That's right. Yeah. Everyone should know what they want to do. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, fine. Okay, shkoyach, call it, man.